So on Fridays, I usually begin my workout with weighted dips. And I usually do the classic like 10 to 12 reps, and that is to almost to failure or to failure, for 3 to 4 sets depending on how I feel. And I think that it has been giving me good results, good gains, with like no aches and pains, because I'm controlling the movement more. I'm doing it slower and yeah, basically controlling the movement more. And it's great. I love doing weighted body weights, weighted calisthenics basically. But today I felt like it's important to mix it up. Sometimes it's important to mix it up. So I went back to a classic EMOM that I used to do a lot more before, with dips especially. So here I'm doing 10 dips every minute on the minute for 10 minutes. And it's a completely different beast actually, because you know you're doing almost 100 reps in a very short amount of time, and the form is a little bit different. You're doing the reps faster, and I'm not going as deep because it would be too hard on my joints, but the pump I get is completely different than if like I'm training weighted dips. And I have no idea if pump equals more gains or more muscle. I have no idea, but it definitely creates more blood flow and like more pump basically. So I think science these days says that there's no difference really between, if you want to build muscle, there's no difference between doing higher reps with the lower weights, or if you're doing like weighted stuff. The results are almost the same, if not the same. So I guess it's like, my bro science thing is I like to switch it up. I believe that gives me the best results. So when I feel like it, I will do this type of dip training, maybe every other Friday or something like that. I think that will give me the most gains, like strength and muscle and endurance. So yeah, this was the first exercise of the day. And I think here are the last reps. And it's the same with like ab workouts. This was my normal way of training abs for a long time. Like calisthenics, body weight, high reps kind of training. And don't get me wrong, these reps are very hard. Like I'm doing like toes to bar reps are very hard if you pair them with just like 90 degrees, leg raises to 90 degrees, and then knees to chest, like I'm doing here. It's very hard. But as you've seen in the recent videos, I also like to train abs with weights, like weighted ab, like the weighted abs machine is great, I think. Or if you're doing weighted abs in another way. So as I said before with dips, I like to switch it up these days with different kinds of abs training as well. And muscle ups, muscle ups is a different beast, because if you can do like 3, 4, or 5 clean muscle ups, strict muscle ups, Then you could try doing EMOM training, like 1 or 2 reps every minute on the minute. But if you're a complete beginner, I would more recommend doing regular sets with resistance bands, maybe like 5 to 8 reps times 3 sets or 4 sets or something like that, 5 sets. Just to work on your explosiveness and pairing that with weighted pull-ups, basically. Because the muscle up, the hardest thing about the muscle up is taking the time to build explosive strength. When you see someone doing like chicken winging muscle ups, it's because they lack the patience to build up the explosive strength needed for the muscle up. So when you are explosive enough, you actually just throw yourself over the bar. Like when you reach under your chest and lower, you just throw yourself over the bar and that's it. But in my case right now, I've gained some weight, so I'm actually regressing a little bit. Before, I think I did 3 muscle ups every minute on the minute. Now I'm doing like 1 every minute on the minute, or maybe 2. But I'm rebuilding that strength with my new weight. I used to weigh like 83. Now I'm weighing like 90 or something like that. And this is another like staple core exercise I'm doing every other day. So V-ups, 20 V-ups straight into knee raises, or knees to chest, or whatever you call this exercise. But it's a real burner. And I also think for me it's important to mix calisthenics with like regular weight training these days, because calisthenics it's hard on the joints if you're only doing calisthenics. So like if you wanna grow your chest and you're only doing dips and push-ups, for example, or maybe planche if you're into that, it's gonna be very hard on your joints and you won't grow. Like, I mean, if you're doing those kinds of exercises, it's probably not for size, it's for like skills. But if you want to mix that, I think, for me anyway, it's important to do stuff like this, where I can really push myself hard without it being too hard on my joints. Like, I would never do this chest press before. It just felt like I'm going back to the 80s or something. But now I really like it because it's an accessory exercise that helps me just, you know, grow my chest a little bit more. Yeah, and it feels great. Like, you get a really good pump with this one, I think. And it's also nice to do drop sets when using machines, because as I said, it's not as taxing on the joints. Like doing drop sets with dips or pull-ups or muscle-ups and stuff like that, it's much harder. And going back to this again, I'm doing this three days per week. If you've seen my recent videos, I'm always including this one because I want to get bigger shoulders. And this exercise with the EMOM protocol, every minute on the minute, is amazing. And if I didn't have access to this machine, I would just use dumbbells. And I'm usually doing drop sets here as well, most of the time. And even if this is, I don't know if it's really a compound movement, is it? Let me know in the comments if it's a compound movement. But I can actually do this 3 times per week as well without feeling any niggles or like pains or anything like that. It gives me really good growth and strength. So this is also an EMOM. 10 reps every minute for 5 minutes. 3 days per week.